The Green Bay Packers get great Jordan Love news, guys. What am I talking about? Before I jump into it, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so when we mentioned the name Jordan Love and not just where he stacks up amongst the Packer organization of quarterbacks or even league leaders this season, although we're going to be taking a look at those numbers, but where does Jordan Love rank when we start talking the history of NFL quarterbacks in their first year as a starter? Where is Jordan Love currently at on that list? It is super impressive and super important to look at those numbers of where he stacks up, because if you're honest with yourself, a franchise lives and dies by their quarterback's performance. So we're going to take a look at, but speaking of Jordan Love, I've got to mention this. So for Christmas, my niece, she drew me this Jordan Love picture. It is a pencil drawing. The amount of detail on this thing is she's super talented. Okay. So I mentioned that to say, if you have a Packer great, it doesn't even have to be one of the Packer current players on the roster. It could be a Packer great. It could be Vince Lombardi, whatever. Let me know. Leave your comments. She can draw that for you. There's like a 5-day turnaround time, obviously, depending on how many people want stuff drawn. And obviously there's a price associated to that. We can talk about that in comments. Just leave your comments if you are interested in getting one of those photos drawn for you. Again, super impressive. But anyways, let's get into the stats of where Jordan Love is currently at. It says in this CBS article, it says he has been a top 5 quarterback since the Packers GM Brian Gutekunst admitted that Love's play was up and down through the first half of the season, but there's still a bit of uncertainty. But we're getting a clear picture every week why Green Bay gave Love the reins. It goes on to say that he has been a fringe top 10 quarterback over the course of the season, even through all the peaks and valleys, ranking 11th in passer rating, 5th in EPA per dropbacks, and 10th in total QBRs. Guys, those are not numbers we should just gloss over. His counting stats are especially jarring as he ranks 3rd in the NFL with 30 touchdown passes. He already has more touchdown passes and passing yards in his first season as a full-time starter than any quarterback in Bears history. That's hilarious to me. He's one of 10 quarterbacks in NFL history to hit the 30 touchdown threshold in his first season, starting at least half of the team games. Okay, so where does he at amongst just quarterbacks of all time when we start just talking touchdowns? This is a good list of quarterbacks. You got Patrick Mahomes, Kurt Warner, Lamar Jackson, Culpepper, Sonny Jurgensen, Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, and then you've got Jordan Love, 30 right there. He's currently at 8 on that list. Okay, so it goes on to say in this article that it's not fair just to look at those stats, right, across eras of football. So they came up with this NEA plus metric, and that's an adjusted net yards per attempt, okay, index, right? So that's what that says right there. So let's read where Love is at on that list. So Love's NEA plus this year is 108th and ranks 45th amongst the 266 quarterbacks in their first season as a full-time starter, dating back to 1978 when the NFL went to a 16-game schedule. He's right there with Aaron Rodgers at 112 and Brett Favre at 106 in their first full seasons with Green Bay. He's also in good company when we start talking Russell Wilson, 114th on that list. Baker Mayfield, 108th on that list. Justin Herbert, 108th on that list. Jim Kelly, 109th on that list. Okay, so it goes on to say that what's even more encouraging is how he's played lately. Love has 16 touchdown passes and 1 interception in the last 7 games, a stretch Green Bay entered into with a 3-6 record. Now, with a win on Sunday, they could be the 10th team ever to make the playoffs after a 3-6 start or worse start through 9 games. Love ranks top 5 in pretty much everything during this span, including first in EPA per dropbacks. Okay, so where is Jordan Love currently at when you start just talking the Packer organization of quarterbacks, and when we start talking about the greats, when we start talking Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so you see right there wins across the board. Brett Favre was 8-5, Rodgers 6-10, Jordan Love 8-8. completion percentage, they're nearly all the same, 64% to Love's 63%. When you start talking yards per attempt, 6.9 Brett Favre, 7.5 Aaron Rodgers, 7 for Jordan Love. Okay, so he's just ahead of Brett Favre on that. When we start talking touchdowns as opposed to interceptions, Brett Favre, 18 touchdowns to 13 picks. Aaron Rodgers, 28 touchdowns to 13 picks. Jordan Love, 30 touchdowns to 11 picks. So he's got the best numbers of touchdowns to interception ratio. The NEA plus stats right there, you've got Brett Favre that we just talked about at 106, Aaron Rodgers at 112, and Jordan Love at 108. Guys, I don't know about you, but that is super encouraging and great news for us as Packer fans, because could this be the start of something special in Green Bay when we start talking Jordan Love? Okay, so leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Also, leave your comments. Let me know if you're interested in my niece drawing you a picture of your favorite Packer player of all time. Go Pack.